Welcome to Get Savvy, the podcast for people who want to claim back their time through the power of delegation, streamlining, and productivity. We are back for episode 24, and we are going to run through tools that we think every small business should be using. Because working in a small business is actually no small task. It's a very big journey, and there are so many hurdles getting to that growth and success. And tools, technology can make a huge impact in any business, but especially for small businesses, it can really impact your efficiency and productivity. So we're going to go through a list today of some really fantastic low cost, and most of them I think are actually free or have free options anyway, that can really help your business run more efficiently, because there are so many out there these days. It can actually be really overwhelming. If you Google it, it's going to turn up with 1,000 different results that are all saying all these different things. So we're going to help you have a look at some fairly generic ones, but we have actually run through a few of these in previous episodes before. So if you haven't already listened to season 1 of the Get Savvy podcast, we tackle a few in episode 9, episode 17. I know we do a few as well. So yeah, if you haven't already listened to those, go back and listen to those first. And I will hand it over to you, Jo, because our first tool is one of your absolute favorites, I know.
It's so fun to use this tool. It is called Zapier. So sometimes we will have tasks in our business that can absolutely be automated using a tool called Zapier. Zapier helps you connect two tools that normally wouldn't talk to one another. There's so many possibilities, which is why I'm struggling to describe this. Okay, this is an example of what I use this tool for. So when over in my other business, the VA Foundry, we do an online summit. When someone purchases a summit ticket over in Kajabi, one of our tools, it then Zapier tells the other tool, AirMate, which is where we actually deliver the summit, to register that person, send them the email with their unique link to join the event. Now, if I did not have Zapier, Kajabi and AirMate do not talk, and I would have to do that manually. So I use Zapier to do that process. I also use Zapier to have our online quiz tool involve me, talk to Kajabi and tag that person and send them the correct results report. Again, I could not do that without Zapier. So if you have a couple of tools that you're already using, they don't talk together, Zapier is the way to make the link without you having to do something manually. It's also like really cool for, like, let's say you have a new client that comes on board and their details, maybe they fill out a new client form. The details go into a new client form, and then you actually want your task management tool or some other kind of tool, your CRM, to do something with that information, set up a project or something like that. Zapier is the way that you can link those two tools and have that do it automatically. Sometimes it's even like when something gets filled out in a Google Sheet, something else happens over in like an email is created with a template of the wording that you want in that email. So it could be things like your welcome, onboarding, getting started email with a client could actually open up a new draft and have that templated email there ready for you to review or edit, change, or send. Amazing. And it's free. Unlimited zaps, as long as there is like one trigger. So when this happens, then do this. That is one zap with 2 steps. You can have unlimited number of those. That is free.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Our next one is Slack. Now, this is a chat tool. So Similar, I mean, you would have heard of things like Microsoft Teams and that sort of thing, but Slack is also really, really well known. You would use Slack to basically reduce your internal emails. If you're internally communicating by just emailing, that is probably taking up quite a lot of your just email space and time looking at emails. So having an internal chat tool where you can just really quickly find that person, send them a direct message, that's a win-win. You can also set up things called, I don't know if they're called channels in Slack, but it's sort of like a group chat. Could be for a specific thing. You could have one to do with your marketing, you could have one with your sales team, that sort of thing, where you have those little clusters of people as well. Slack is amazing. And again, there is a free version of Slack. You can have unlimited users and unlimited channels on the free version. So it is really, really good. The only thing with the free one is that it only keeps a history of your chats for 90 days. But that's going to reduce your emails so much. And if you keep the important stuff that you need to keep for longer than 90 days in those emails, Slack free, amazing.
Yeah, I used the free version of Slack for 3 years, I think, before I just recently upgraded.
Yep.
And the reason we upgraded in the VA Foundry is that there was just so many ideas and things that we wanted to keep longer than 90 days because we have a lot of ideas over there. So that's why we upgraded to the paid version. But in terms of removing the need for your team members to see an email come in, reply to the email, archive the email, and it just get like jumbled up in the rest of all of their emails, such a huge time saver to quickly go into the chat, jot down a message. That person can instantly see that message if they need to, can reply, can react so much faster than email. So if you are a business who is using emails to internally communicate between team members, what are you doing? What are you doing? That is a complete waste of time.
Yeah. And Slack is really great as well. It integrates with quite a few different things as well. I think on the free version, you can get a certain amount of integrations with other apps and tools and,
Yeah. I actually use Zapier to do something with Slack. So every time someone purchases something at the VA Foundry, it'll send us it'll automatically put a message into a Slack channel that is like new sales, and then we can see the new sales in there. So we know that if we sell this certain thing, then we need to do something with that or do something because of that sale. Amazing way to get notifications in there.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. Next one is Xero. If you are in business and using a spreadsheet and you have more than a few clients, it is time for you to get onto Xero. It makes your GST returns, tax time with your accountant, and following up those overdue debtors so much easier. And also managing your receipts, keeping a track of all of your bills, so much easier than a spreadsheet. So if you have a couple of clients on board, it is time to get into Xero. There's lots of integrations with Xero. It talks to lots of other tools. You can use it on your mobile phone. You can have your bank feeds coming in automatically. And there's no, like back in the day, long time ago, there was software that you actually purchased and downloaded on your computer. Do you remember that, Teesha? You're probably too young to remember that. Download it onto your computer, and then you had to do this backup, these little tape things. You probably didn't even know what a tape is. A tape that you would send off site to be stored. It was very clunky. And you couldn't just have other people in there looking and seeing real time what is happening. So if you listen to our previous episode and you're like, I need to start outsourcing my accounts, it makes it so much easier when you are in Xero, because that person, your bookkeeper, can then just log straight in and they get access into your accounts and you can communicate with them in there. It's a no-brainer.
Yep.
for any small business once you have a couple of clients.
Absolutely. It's 100% our preferred tool, app, website. All right. Next one is one of, I don't know if it would be my favorite, but it's definitely up there. It's called Wise Stamp, and it's for email signatures. Now, at Strictly Savvy, we actually use Email Signature Rescue, which is a paid one, but Wise Stamp is a free one. And especially if you're a small business, it is going to be all that you need. So we've actually talked about this in episode 21, leveling up your emails and making sure that you actually sign off with an email signature, not just sent from my iPhone or sent from my Samsung fridge. You know, we don't want any of that kind of stuff going on in there. Wise Stamp is one that you can go into. It's all templated. You can just add your details and then choose the template that you like the look of best, add a photo in, add your logo in, boom, professional. And it's going to plug into Outlook, Gmail, if you're using mail on your phone, you know, it's easily able to integrate with all of those, so that whether you're on your phone or on your computer, every time you sign off an email, it's right there. You're looking all professional and you're good to go.
And do you know what else I love about this is that when people click on things on your email signature, they are clickable. Because how many times have we gone to someone's email signature and tried to click on something and then you're like, oh, their whole email signature is a picture.
Just an image, yeah.
So they've done it in Canva or somewhere that they've created a full image.
Yeah. Might look great for now. But then, if someone actually
until someone tries to click.
Yeah. Yes, this is a pet peeve of mine, actually, because I know it seems really dumb, and I think I've said this before, when you're emailing someone, having your email in your email signature clickable, you know, just able to be selected. But if someone wants to, say, refer you or get you in touch with, get someone else in touch with you, they're going to copy and paste your email signature in with all of your details, so then that person can just click it. So it may not be for the person you're emailing, but trust me, someone's going to need to use that at some point. And if they have to manually type out your email, especially if you've got a long name, then, you know, that's just going to be a nightmare for them, where you could have just made it easy for them. Same with your phone number, you know. Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay, the next one is the snipping tool. This tool, oh my gosh, amazing. Only for Windows users, so sorry Mac users. There's like some other weird way that you need to do this. Teesha might explain that to you shortly.
Yeah.
But the snipping tool comes pre-installed on your computer. Now, it is changing its name to something else with snip in it. But at the moment, I'm still using the snipping tool. Pre-installed. And what it does is I pin it to my taskbar at the bottom, so that anytime that I need to take a snip, a shot, not the full screen, but like part of a screen, like take a picture of part of the screen. A snip. It's a great name for the tool, isn't it? A snip of your screen. This is the super quick, easy way to do that, so that you can just snip it, paste it somewhere else, or save it as a file. I would use this every single day that I'm on my computer. There are so many times that you just need to take a little snip of something on your screen and send it to someone, or save it somewhere. This is really great for, you know how you get like comments that's like really great feedback on something that you've done, or a review of something, or someone has sent you a email, a client maybe is giving you some really great feedback. To be able to snip that feedback or that comment or that review and save it so that you can use it like on your Instagram stories or in your newsletter or somewhere that you want to promote your business. Amazing way to do that, rather than back in the day,
whole
what we used to
screenshot.
do is click there. Do we even have that on our? Yes, still on the keyboard. Print screen button,
and then paste it into Paint.
Put it in Paint, yes, and then try and like crop it, right? Okay, all of that unnecessary stuff is gone because of the snipping tool.
Not sure how many people are still out there doing that, but if you are, then this is a much better option. Then yeah, and I hope you're not still using Paint as well. I'm just going to throw that out there.
So the way to let's be really clear on how to find this. So it comes pre-installed on your Windows computer. So go down to the search, type in snipping or snip, and it will come up. And when you open it, pin it to your taskbar.
Mm-hmm. And now, because I am a Mac girl through and through, it's actually even easier for my Mac users out there. All you have to do is press Command Shift and 4 on your keyboard, and then a little target plus thing pops up, and then you just, again, snip over the area that you want to snip. It'll take a screenshot, and then it will by default just plonk it on your desktop, or it'll pop up in the corner and you can drag and drop it and, drop it into an email or wherever you want to put it. So
I feel like that's definitely not easier than us Windows users, but okay.
You don't have to open a program first, but
you do have to remember what the 3 keys are to push though. Okay,
so like you say, I'm using that almost every day, so it's just second nature to me now.
Okay, so what's the 3 keys?
Command, Shift, and 4.
Cool.
And now there is an option to do the full screen like there is on Windows, but I actually can't remember off the top of my head. I think that might be Command Shift 5 or 3 that is the full screen, but I literally never use that, because when are you actually ever trying to take a screenshot of the entire desktop? So
Command Shift 4 or the snipping tool for Windows. Cool.
Yeah. Seems silly, but amazing. Now, Airtable is our next tool that we have. So Airtable is, it can do so many things. So again, I'm probably going to struggle.
How are you going to describe this, Teesha?
But I think of it kind of like Excel on steroids, because it kind of by default, it is like a big spreadsheet in terms of looks anyway, but you can use it in so many ways. You can have Kanban boards, you can create forms from it. It is like a big database, I guess, that stores what they call records. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than how I'm even trying to describe it.
Yeah, it's like lots of the functionality of Excel, but who actually knows how to use Excel and make it look visibly appealing, change views really quickly? Like you just can't do that in Excel unless you really know what you're doing in Excel. For me, Airtable makes it so easy to create forms, change the view, group and sort data in whatever way that you like, save those views, and have drop downs. Be able to choose a different type of field that you want, be able to upload attachments into a field, be able to use a drop down, a checkbox, all of those things. So possible in Excel, but who the heck knows how to use it in there, right? So this makes it way more user friendly.
Yeah. So one of the ways that we have used this is when we're hiring contractors, we put in the table view a bunch of questions that we're wanting to ask them. And then we also have checkboxes. We have some drop downs like where are you based in the country, and they can select their closest town. Then we have a file upload, that sort of thing. And so then you've got one view that's the spreadsheet database view that lists out all of the people that have filled out the form. And then you can go to the form view as well and see what it actually looks like, and then share just that one view. So you're not sharing the entire spreadsheet with people. You're just sharing the form view. So yeah, it's very powerful. You can create automations as well, sort of similar to Zapier, and I'm sure it plugs in there as well. So like when a record, like they call it, matches a certain condition, then it can send an email or integrate with Slack or do something like that. And again, free version. So on the free version, you can have 5 users. You can have unlimited, what they call bases, which are like one database is a base. So That database though can have like a form and a Kanban board and a bunch of tabs and that sort of thing. And then you can have 1,000 records within each of those bases. So free version is quite powerful still.
Yeah. Okay, let's go through some examples, because I know that you're probably sitting here thinking, what the heck would I even use this for? So we use it for our new employees to fill out all of their emergency contact details, so that we have a database of who their emergency contact is, and also all of their kind of new employee information that they need to provide to us when they first start with us. Use it for our contractors, also filling in all their details so that we've got all of their details. We use it for new clients. We fill out for them all of the details that we need for clients. So we've got all of our clients in there, what plan they're on, what type of client they are, all of that kind of stuff. I've used it, I use it a lot for marketing purposes. So for the podcast, we use it for mapping out all of our podcast episodes, what number they are, whether they've been recorded, whether they've been uploaded, that kind of thing. I use it for my other podcast as well, and all of the ideas that we have in there.
Yeah.
Also use it for managing events. So when we do things like a summit or an awards event, everything is all kept in there in different tabs. All of our suppliers, vendors, the budget, all of our entries. Really great for getting people to kind of like RSVP to something and choose like which events they want to go to, whether they're bringing a partner, whether they have any dietary requirements. Like amazing for that.
I actually used Airtable for tracking everything for my wedding. So I had all of my potential vendors, then we had the confirmed vendors, the confirmed prices, then the deposits we had paid versus how much was outstanding. And then I actually had a Kanban board with all of my confirmed vendors. Like there was a photo of each of them, so I could go into the Kanban board and actually view how everything was starting to be pieced together and was starting to look. So many possibilities with it.
Yeah. Anytime that you need to like keep track of a list of things, or a project or an event, like amazing for that.
Yeah. And the tabs talk to each other as well. You know, you can have things that are automatically linking, and when you fill out one, it's going to populate another one. So
you can also do formulas in there too.
Yes.
So if you want, like you enter in an amount and you want to add on to GST, for example, it can be in another column, and that can be automatic. Okay, we cannot have an episode about tools and our favorite tools without a password vault.
Yeah.
It still blows my mind how many people are living their lives or running their business without a password vault. If you have that notebook that has all of your passwords written in it, or that Word document with all of your passwords in it, or every time you're going on a new site and you have a Google profile, Google is saving them into your Chrome profile.
Not good.
This is really, really not good. There are so many risks involved with using any one of those options.
Yeah.
We cannot reiterate this more, that you must get a password vault. And the crazy thing is, it is free. There is a free version on all the password vaults. The one that we use is LastPass. There's also 1Password. You could absolutely use either of those. You just don't have to go any longer with, I don't know what my password is, or trying to remember your password, or forgot password and getting it sent to your email.
Or even worse, using the same password for everything.
Until then they're like, oh, but you need 16 characters and one has to be a special character and you have to have a number and a capital letter, and then your whole password needs to be a variation. Yeah.
Yes.
I would have 1,000 passwords in mine, because I also have like passcodes. I have like
You put card
You know, when
details
Air
in.
New Zealand was giving out all the credits for all of the booked flights that we had, I had all of my credit like codes in there. I have my credit card details in there, which is super safe because you have to put in your password to be able to access it. So it's like all of these codes and numbers and things that you need, references that you need, are all in there and all protected by one master password.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only one that you need to remember.
Yeah. Yes. And LastPass actually, when you're creating a new account on a site, it will actually give you a randomly generated password as a suggestion that's really secure to set as your password for that site. And then you can obviously have the option to just straight away save that into LastPass. So it makes that process a lot easier as well.
So what this does, it's a little extension that sits on your Chrome profile, your kind of window, your web browser.
Yep.
Make sure you use the right term. Your web browser, it sits up there as a little extension. And then every time you go into a site that you have an account for, it'll say and suggest, here's your password, here is your login, your username. Do you want to use this? Yes, great. You log straight in. Now, all protected by one password, one master password. So you can turn it off. You can, like, once you've shut down your computer, you can say, right, I'm out of LastPass. So no one can just come in and use all of your passwords. There's also two-factor authentication as well. So that'll make sure that you are actually who you are. So super secure, amazing tool that is really easy to install, really easy to use. I love it so much.
And another nice little feature is that it will actually tell you the health of all of your passwords in there. So if you have some that are really weak or that, you've got a lot of duplicates in there, it's going to flag that to you. Hey, you should probably change these.
And like, this is how we store all of our clients' passwords securely and safely.
Yeah.
Because imagine if your virtual assistant had a notebook or a Word document for each client and all of your passwords were in there. Like, no. You want to make sure that your virtual assistant has a very secure password vault with a really great system of how they actually manage your passwords and keep them secure. The other thing too is that if you have team members, how much time are your team members wasting by not having a password vault and doing the forgot password? Oh, I can't get in there. Oh, I can't really use that tool today because I don't know what my password is. Forgot password, putting it into getting it in the email, putting it across. Like, how much wasted time, if they are doing that over and over, are you actually paying for that is just lost dead time, which can be completely fixed with a password vault like LastPass. So you could have the master LastPass account and then have team member accounts, and you're actually giving them their account for LastPass. So you have access to all of their passwords that they put in there. And when they leave, you don't just have to go through and figure out, like, what is the password for everything now that that person has left? Like, how much of a nightmare is that?
Yeah. Or realizing that, they've got them all saved in their own random place or on their Chrome keychain or something like that. So,
yeah. A must for every business.
Absolutely. Now, our next one is Calendly, which if you are doing sales calls or just frequently doing meetings in general, this is a really simple way to save a bunch of time. It is a platform that allows other people to schedule calls with you based on your calendar availability. So it plugs into your calendar, sees what spots you've got available. Then you can set up the type of meetings that people can book with you. So whether that's a 15-minute call, a 30-minute call, hour, whatever it is, you set that. And then on the free version, you can have one event type. So it would be the one that you're doing the most frequently, and people can book unlimited meetings with you. So there's no cap that, like, people can only book 5 meetings with you a month. It's unlimited. And then, like I say, you connect it to your calendar. People can then use that booking, and then it's going to book it straight into your calendar. It will also send them an email with your Zoom link or your Teams link, whatever it is that you use for video calls or whatever. We'll send them that and also send them the calendar invite so that they can book it straight into your calendar. So, if this is something that you're manually doing and you're finding that little spot in your calendar, then you're booking it in, you're sending your Zoom link every single time. It's such a simple way that you can automate that whole process. And you could do that by just having it as a button in your email signature or having it as something on the website that people can click, book a call with me.
Or when a new client starts with you and they need to book in their sessions, it's a link that is on the templated email that your virtual assistant could send them.
Yep, absolutely. So even if you did go for the free version with the one type of meeting, if that was just a 30-minute call, and then you could use that as your discovery call link. You can use that as the next call link, or just like meetings with team members, even, however you want to use it. If you're doing meetings, really simple way. And you can customize the booking page as well. So you can actually have your branding and your colors on there and stuff. It's not, really ugly and clunky. You can actually customize it, which is really great for the free version as well.
Cool. So there we have it.
There we have it. So we've covered quite a few tools. As we've said in the beginning, there are a lot of tools out there. So this is just a really great general starting point for a bunch of different tools that we use and really love. So thank you very much for listening. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Now, get in touch with us on the Strictly Savvy website if you want to actually chat more about the right tools for you and your business, because that's very important. And make sure you rate, review, and subscribe to the Get Savvy podcast. We'll see you later.